Welcome back to our live coverage here at Mount Panorama. There is so much history and legacy in every fibre of this place, and it's wonderful to celebrate some of those incredible sporting performances we've seen here at Bathurst. So it's our great pleasure to welcome six-time Bathurst winner Larry Perkins to the set. LP, it's so great to see you here and take this opportunity to catch up. We've actually got your 1995 winning car in our studio this weekend, and every single person that's come through has marvelled at the beauty of it. The restoration of it's been incredible. Have you had a chance to have a quick look at it? What do you think?
Yes, I'm familiar with it. The guys have done a great job at looking after it because it's always been original.
Yep.
And I looked at a few things. I said the last one I had was 5 stud wheel nuts, and and these guys had signal nuts. You know, they had more more money than me, but that's another story.
Isn't it so great to have Larry join us? And one of the things that you start to contemplate when you see some of the older cars, Larry, is the mechanism of coming out of what was the old Group A days,
Right.
as the end of the GTR and the Sierra and the BMWs, into what is now supercar, essentially.
Yeah.
So from 1993 was the V8 era.
That's right.
And in the first part of the V8 era, Jess, Larry continued to run a Holden engine, and anyone that was coming in to the Holden frame was actually using a Chev engine outside of yourself, pretty much. So there was a lot of technical differences in those days at the start of the
Yes.
series.
Yes, Holden, through their motorsport, wanted everyone to change to Chev for reasons I never understood, and I resisted strongly. And
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to have the managing director of Holden on side, and I said, I got to get some help out of you guys in the engine department. So they allowed me to make special blocks and cylinder heads. They didn't get any internal bills, so they were happy. And I stuck it right up the Chev blokes, including you. And I was very happy about that.
It cost us a lot of money in Chevland. We just got a shot just then, Jess, of what was the difference in those cars, because that's a 95 spec car that Lowndes put on pole. We just
right.
spoke to Craig about it.
Yep.
But the knockoff, the single wheel nut, was what Larry's referring to. That's the single...
See the exhaust pipe there? He stuck that into my wheel because I got a better start than him and got my left front wheel alongside him. And he, you know, being deviant, he moved sideways on me and took my tyre valve out.
I reckon we got the vision of that. So 1995 started the race, and they all launched off the line and down to the first corner. That was actually the impact that ended up giving you a puncture, wasn't it?
That's right.
That was
Well,
what put you back to last.
Yeah,
put you back to
pulled the
last.
valve out.
But you went on to win that day. So tell us about that moment too, when you managed to come through the field and
There
you
you
were
are.
There
on.
it is.
Landed,
Bang.
move over.
Yeah, there you go. That's the whack. So we went back to last. So tell us, LP, how did you do that? That was hard.
It became very calm once I realised I knew I had a flat tyre as I turned that corner there, and I said to myself, don't wreck it by getting back to the pits too fast. So I got back, and we had a very calm, the first 80 or 90 laps. I say to the blokes, was anyone else in the race because we were by ourselves, we were so far behind.
Yeah.
We slowly catched up, and I think there might have been a pace car or something, and it all started coming good, and I could see the leaderboard, you know, that big tower we used to have, and I could say, hang on, we're, 10th or 9th, and I said, this is starting to look good, yeah.
Yeah, it certainly
and
was.
I had a good crew, though. Russell also drove with me, Russell Ingle, and he drove well. The crew never made a error. Every pit stop was fantastic, and fairy tale.
I was coming out of Forest Elbow, and I was about 100 metres from lapping Larry in the Winfield car in that day, and it broke a tail shaft and almost speared my left leg off from the middle of the main straight. I remember that very clearly. But for them to come back from last at any time at this race is an extraordinary run. Hey, take us back to 93. So take us back to the first year of the V8 series, right? It was a massive battle all day.
Yes.
And Richo got caught, I think, with a lap car in the braking area here right at the end of the race. But you were able to hold him off with Greg Hansford.
Yes, that become, yes, it was starting to become wet, if I remember rightly. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And
This is the two of us having a battle for the lead.
yeah. But no, I was on pole position, if I remember rightly, for that race, and the car was fantastic. Every practice, everything felt really good, and I was really confident. And Greg Hansford, late Greg Hansford, fantastic bloke. He did everything you'd expect of a top co-driver. He kept handing it back to me, and when I handed it back to him, we were always where we wanted to be. Yeah. It was a tremendous feeling to win that race.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah. And then what happened in the next year, Jess, it hosed with rain.
Mm-hmm.
So 1994 was one of the wettest starts to the race that we've ever seen. And at the front of the field, I led on the first lap, but as it turned out, Brock and Larry put on this mad show. Have a look how wet that is,
Wow.
LP. Remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah, don't anyone, you can't sook at wetness, you got to get over it and get on with it.
Yeah, that was a wild day.
That
Look at
is
it.
wet, isn't it, eh? Forgot
So,
about that.
so I snuck down the inside of Glenn Seaton,
Yeah.
and then you and Brock were in behind, and that battle with Brock was absolutely epic.
No, sometimes the wet can make an interesting race, and at the end of the day, you've got to be able to control your car. It doesn't matter whether you're one of the good blokes or bad guys, but it can be an equaliser as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You had some great battles here on the mountain too with Peter Brock, LP. There was a great rivalry. I mean, you think about all the gladiators of the day. You guys did not give an inch. It didn't matter who it was.
Well, I'm just looking there now. I thought to myself, I could give Brocky a tap about right now, maybe the next corner. I thought, no, I won't. I'll play it fair. And he could have done the same to me at times. But no, we've had some very good races here, and when you've come here 26 times like I have, and you've probably more, Skaife, but yes, it's a great place to come to.
So that battle there was an absolute ripper because that was Brock's first retirement.
Okay.
That was 1997.
Right.
And fortunately, we're on pole position. Brock decided he'd start, and you and he had this amazing battle because even with full fuel loads, you ended up breaking the lap record. The two of you kept on breaking the lap record lap after lap after lap at the start of that race.
Well, we probably both had something that we wanted to prove personally between us, and I was very happy with my car. As you know, I looked after my car, a privateer and all that sort of stuff, and I was pretty happy to be sticking it up Brock there early on,
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Hey, one of the things, Jess, and without going into the vision or anything, the thing that always set Larry apart at this place was very Alan Moffat-like because they didn't necessarily concentrate on the championship and each weekend, but they certainly concentrated every time about the effort to come to Bathurst. And just the ethos of that, can you just explain? Because it was really obvious that was what your mantra was.
Yes, we never felt we could, let's say, needed to chase and win a championship, even though we did try. It was always, probably a yard too far or whatever, but Bathurst was always going to be in sight. Reliability, good preparation, all those things were controllable, and we without trying budget poor, we had to be careful with our budget, and we made sure by the time we got to Bathurst, any time I raced, we could never use budget as an excuse. We were going to be right.
Yeah.
LP, it's been so lovely to catch up with you and see you here at Bathurst. We know that you're going to be here all weekend inside the garages with Jack and James. We're wishing them all the best. We've loved having your car in the garage. It's been a fan favourite for everyone. Great to see you, and enjoy the race tomorrow.